everybody, Pandalord here. Today we are going to be reviewing the LEGO set number 75434, otherwise known as K-2SO. Coming in at 845 pieces, this set sits at a very reasonable price of $90 on retail, while looking remarkably beautiful and accurate, unlike a similar set that just dropped from LEGO. But I digress, so let's take a look at this box art. Now, we can see that this K-2SO figure is very posable and comes with a minifigure that is very similar to the one that was featured in the U-Wing set earlier this year. So, nothing too fancy in terms of box art, but still not too bad. Now, upon opening this box, we can see that there are 8 bags that roughly contain 100 pieces each if we do just some simple math, along with a sticker sheet. Now, you know my personal opinion on stickers, but for those of you who do not, I find it incredibly annoying when sets have a lot of stickers, but ones in cases like this, the UCS Venator, the UCS X-Wing, and my most recent build of Chopper from a couple months ago, that have very few stickers, don't really bug me as much. So with that all out of the way, let's get building. Now for once, I will not be gluing this set, mostly because my glue bottle broke and there's a giant hole in it and all the glue dripped out, unfortunately, but I'm also just tired of the mess that gluing makes, but I digress. Now that the build process is over, we'll take a closer look. Now, the first thing I want to show off is going back to this model being posable, and I don't only mean the arms, but K-2SO can actually be removed from his stand here. And if we look at the bottoms of his feet, you'll see that these red and orange pieces line up with the platform. So if you ever get confused or you're trying to eyeball it, he does stand up on his own, fully unsupported. Now, the overall design of this iconic security droid is the design team absolutely nailed this project. Now, while yes, the KX series security droids possess a rather simple design, they still manage to capture just incredible detail, and I'm just floored by this. I mean, just look at the face alone. It's like, it truly is incredible that Lego managed to perfectly take K2 off the screen and just turn him into brick form. Well, a larger brick form, might I say. Now, unfortunately, his knees do not bend, but his elbow joints and fingers do. And I'm very glad to see that Lego is bringing back these hinge pieces from back in the day. Wow, back in the day. I am getting old. I'm only 26, almost 27, but I remember these hinge pieces specifically being like everywhere. A lot of them being in like the Bionicle sets, and if you remember, for those of you who are old enough, like my age, there were like the knights, like the Lego knights. They had like 4 knights. They basically the just like Ninja Turtles, but knights. But anyway, let's talk about the scale. This K-2SO build stands a respectable 16 inches tall and weighs roughly just over 1 pound based on how heavy he seems if I pick him up. As I said before, this build is absolutely beautiful in terms of the amount of pieces and the price. Lately, it does seem like Lego has been hiking up prices on sets, while the amount of pieces, size, and overall design of them don't really seem to justify that. And I do know that part of it is they switched over to a new material to build bricks, and it just is more expensive. But I'm also tired of a lot of the pieces in sets mainly being like the studs and like the 1x2 and just like smaller pieces in general, and the overall build is kind of small, or at least on the smaller end. But and this does seem to be a problem primarily with Star Wars sets, which makes sense from the perspective of Star Wars being the most successful theme. And it just is unfortunate because Star Wars is such a rich pool of possibilities, but I digress. Now, my personal opinion, this set easily 9 out of 10. Honestly, the only thing that would make this set better are if the knees had the ability to bend. But of course, feel free to form your own opinions. Don't let this video and others like it be the deciding factor on whether or not you get this set. Now, with all that being out of the way, thank you for watching this video. I have a few more Lego builds coming very, very soon, one of which is another big one that I'm very excited for. So if you enjoy these videos, be sure to like this video. I will see you all later, and as always, may the Force be with you.